As the fight for the House continues, New York's highest court has just ordered congressional districts to be redrawn by the Independent Redistricting Commission. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the chaos that is unfolding in the state of New York, because everyone, just yesterday, the highest court in the state finally gave an order on redistricting, and they declared that congressional districts have to be redrawn. Yep, it is official. The maps will be redrawn, and Democrats are celebrating, Republicans are dooming. Everybody is saying this is automatically going to flip the House. Well, people did 5 seconds of research into what the court actually said, not what Mark Elias said on Twitter, what the court order said. And let me tell you something. It's not likely, but I could say 2 things for certainty. 1, the Hulkamander ain't coming back. There's a good shot of that not happening. But number 2, and this is unlikely, but it's possible. There is a possibility this backfires on Dems to where it actually helps Republicans. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you read what the order says, not what somebody on Twitter is claiming, what the order says about what the legislator can and can't do, it handicaps them. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now, let me be clear. I am not saying that Republicans 100% are going to benefit. It's more than likely we lose a seat or 2, maybe. But I can also say this. The Hulkamander ain't coming back. Based on what the court is saying, and based on how they do redistricting, at least how they're supposed to, it is going to be very difficult to reinstate the Hulkamander or anything like it. Because how the New York courts are saying, this is how it's done. This is how it's going to be done. No games. But first, let's just get a bit of context. New York's highest court on Tuesday ordered the state to redraw its congressional map, handing Democrats a major win, in quotation, in the fight for control of the U.S. House in the upcoming 2024 election. By a 4-3 vote, the New York State Court of Appeals ordered the state to restart the map-making process. But people make it sound like that Dems automatically control the process. Well, funny enough, they don't. Technically, New York's bipartisan Independent Redistricting Commission will be tasked with creating a new map. The Democratic state-controlled legislator would have ultimate say over the new lines for New York's 26 congressional districts. And that's actually false. Kind of. Again, it's a bit confusing, but for those that are worried about this commission, it's not like the California commission where it's stacked to the brim with Dems and that's it. It's a commission where I think it's like 6 partisan Republicans, 6 partisan Dems, or whatever it is. And it's picked by the parties. Again, I could be wrong, but it's not like the ones in California. I believe these are like partisans in a room trying to agree on something, which that's actually a positive thing. You know what that means? You know what that means for this commission? They're not going to agree to a Hulkamander, if I believe that's how it works. In fact, they couldn't agree to anything last time around. And the state legislator, yeah, they have some say over the maps. But like a good friend of mine on Twitter pointed out, President Blumph, he's a great guy, go follow him. He actually read what the court said. And I gotta tell you something. Based on what they're saying, they're basically telling the state legislator, You could change the map a tiny bit. You can make adjustments here and there, but you're not going to be able to do what we did last time with the Hochelander. Like, read this. So, I'm going to just quote this, paraphrase it, but essentially they're saying the commission has to have 2 maps proposed. If the first one fails, they bring up the second one. If that fails, the state legislator can make alterations to the commission's maps. But, and this is what most leftists on Twitter are finally starting to realize, it cannot affect more than 2% of the population in any district. 2%. That's what? 15,000 people? It could make a district from like Bynum +1 to Bynum +2, but the court is saying, you can't just draw whatever you want. If the commission sends you maps, you have to abide by the maps. Kind of. You have to use them as a baseline. You cannot just change everything about the map. That's the problem that Democrats are going to run into. Essentially, it comes down to how favorable is the commission to Dems. And there's already infighting. For those that don't know, the New York Democrats are just in a state of turmoil for the past 3 years. They hate each other, they're fighting, the progressives are mad at the moderates hate progressives. It's shit-slinging glory. In fact, you've also got some corruption stuff. One of the Democrats in this commission is actually a deputy of George Leitmeyer, somebody that has a lot of influence. And, well, he is saying he's essentially telling his deputy he doesn't want more of the Bronx in his district, because I believe he's running for a House seat. And he has a lot of influence. And this is the problem Dems have. You get one moderate Democrat that is trying to, win an election. And they make a deal for Republicans. All right. Give me a favorable seat in New York 16th. It's just south of Lawler's seat. That has more of Westchester, which, funny enough, helps Michael Lawler. It makes a seat less Democrat. In return, this is an example, we get a seat in central New York City, or Southern. It's the one with the Jewish community, which would be heavy Republican. That's the problem I think Dems are starting to realize. You get one Democrat in the commission that says, if you help me, I'll screw over the rest of my colleagues. And the legislator would essentially be stuck with the maps. Again, I'm not saying that's 100% going to happen, but they're already fighting. You already got the progressives already arguing with the more moderates about, hey, wait a minute, why are you here when your boss is running for Congress, I believe? It is absolutely chaotic, but it's beautiful. This reminds me of what Mitch McConnell said in 2013 about when they nuked the filibuster, at least eliminated it a little bit. You'll regret this, and you may regret this a lot sooner than you think. I think they're going to regret it, because I don't think they're going to get the map they want. They may, in fact, gain 2 seats like Santos and whatever, like Brandon Williams' seat. But there's a possibility the commission, they draw a Jewish district in New York City that votes Republican. It's possible that they shore up the Republicans in Long Island. They shore up Michael Lawler, Mark Molinaro. That's the big problem Dems are going to start having, in my opinion. Because I don't think they realize this, that, hey, the commission's in charge here. We just got to see what happens. We got to see if there's games being played, but I don't care who you are. The Republicans have to pay off this guy. I don't care. Give him whatever district he wants. You want Old Westchester? Here, go away. Support us, and we'll give you Westchester for your run. I believe he's running for office. That's why it's a big deal. I don't care about, oh, we have to be principled. This is for the House. If we can somehow gain a seat out of this, I would laugh hysterically at the backfire the Democrats has had on them. Because it's not that difficult to draw some Republican seats in New York. Surprisingly, it's not that hard. Especially with the trends we're seeing. This may not be the smart move. Because this can absolutely backfire, especially down the line, if you redraw the map and then suddenly it just all flips. Who knows, though, but this might not end the way Dems think. And again, I'm not saying 100% it happens, but there's already turmoil about who's in the commission or not. I'm telling everybody, though, we got to hope and pray that this somehow results in us gaining a seat somehow and not being a Hochul banner, which I still don't believe it will. It has to go through some partisan Republicans. Just make a deal. Just say, all right, we'll shore up Republicans in Long Island. We'll give you a Jewish district in New York City. In return, we draw Santos' seat as D+20 or whatever, and we'll give you Westchester. Listen, I don't like to do that stuff, but at this point in time, Dems have been doing this for years. If it's going to possibly happen, why not take the risk? I mean, it's New York politics after all. Just make a deal and say, here you go. You get what you want, whatever, you help us. Anyways, folks, this is a very bizarre situation where I don't know how it goes. But it could absolutely happen where we gain seats because we make a deal with this guy. I don't freaking know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever. Godspeed to all of you.